Ooh. Evening, so here we are again, back in my hellhole. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a go at pulling the vast majority of the wire and harness out to make life a bit easier for the next process, which is going to be remove the engine. I'm really looking forward to that one. So we'll make a start and we'll see how we get on. Enjoy. So we're going to start at the top. We'll take the clocks out and unplug the wires from there, trace them down, and we'll see where we end up. So we've got 10mm there, 10mm on the other side, and an 8mm down here by the looks of things. So we'll crack them out and we'll see how we get on. Right then, we've got the bolts out there, so obviously there's the last one. Put that in the new swanky magnetic tray. And the clocks should lift up. And there's some wiring. So I'll unplug that. I know you can't see that very well there. So we'll unplug all that and we'll see where we get to. So looking at the back of the clocks there, obviously got the speedo drive, and then I've traced the wires around. It actually goes to this block here, so we can unplug them and take the harness out as one. So unscrew that. There we go. See, proper speedo drive, none of that fly-by-wire crap. Lovely. So I'll unplug the other bit and get the clocks out. So just going to unplug obviously the switch gear, so I can trace the wire around. You can see it runs through a couple of clips there and comes round to this multi-plug there. So unplug that and take it out as a whole piece. Now a sensible thing to do at this point is obviously mark up what each connector is, so you know where it goes when you put it back together. So masking tape and a Sharpie are your best friends at this point. So you can see we've got all out of the connector blocks there. So I'll follow it down to the fuse box. There we've got two Phillips head screws. Remove these and remove the fuse box. Obviously it's always a good idea just to check before you start arse on with things. As you can see there's a little secret hidden earth down there. So we'll whip that out as well. Now we do get to find interesting things like other people's previous waterproofing repairs. So we'll get that silicone off and we'll be able to get that connector out. So you can see there I've had to remove the lovely little part shelf I had on the back, which was the rear lights and number plate, just so I can get the remaining part of the back harness out. I'm also going to have to remove my little tool holder I've got here, which is the battery box. The harness is just about out, but we've got this little temperature sensor down here, and the connector has been an absolute arse to get off. We've also got the fan to unplug, which you can just see down there. So there we go, there's the main body of the harness out. Now you will notice I've left a few bits plugged in. This is mainly so I don't lose the likes of the bulb holders, and obviously so I know where they go. So now we'll go through the long-winded process of removing the carbs. Done. See, now I've removed the regulator rectifier and coils with the HT leads all in one go. So you can see there I have left the wire going onto the starter solenoid. I'm just going to leave it on there. Obviously it attaches to the starter and the other end goes onto the battery. So next I'm going to drop the water out of the system. I mean, that is if there is any still in there. And I'm just going to do that by removing the hose off the back of the pump there. So I've got a container under there, it's just an oil pan, just to catch any fluid that does come out. So I've got the Jubilee clip off as well. So let's give it a couple of twists. Oh, there we go. And we'll just let that drain into there. There we go. I'm just going to take the pipe off that runs down to the expansion tank. See, I've loosened the clip. It's designed by Satan himself. And then we'll just pull the pipe off there and remove it all together. So the pipe's through now, so we're going to take the expansion bottle out. So we've got a couple of 10mm to deal with. And we'll rip it out. And I have just tried to remove the wire off the starter motor, as it is getting in the way now. However, I can't actually get the nuts off, as it is just spinning the internals in the starter motor. So we are going to strip the starter motor anyway, to obviously replace the brushes and such. So for now, I'm just going to whip the two bolts out, which you can see there and there, and just remove the starter altogether. So yeah, they're just 10mm. There's one. too. So then now, hopefully, a little bit of persuasion, it should pop out. I'll have to go and get my metric persuader. Bear with us. So I've got a couple of taps on there just with the shank of the hammer, and the starter's out. So now I'm going to remove these top breather pipes. You can see they're just on a spring clip there. Obviously the ends are already off. So just knit that together and give it a bit of a pull. There we go. So now I've got the top hoses there. As you can see, they run down onto a metal pipe that runs into the cylinder head on both sides. There we go. So I'm just going to undo these Jubilee clips and pull the pipes up over. So you can see there now I've got the hoses off both sides, and I've just tucked them up in the top of the frame for now. So next up, we'll follow this pipe down. Comes all the way around and under there. This is for the oil cooler. So we're going to undo these next. So you can see the ferrule there, it just comes down to a 12mm. So I'll just whip that out. A little bit tight, but the threads don't feel too bad. Oil pan just under it there, and a little bit of a wangle, and there we go. So we'll let the oil drain out of there. Obviously I've just set the end of the pipe in the pan as well, just to let that drain through. So there we go, that's just about it for today really. We've got quite a bit done. Obviously harness is out, coolant's drained, oil's draining. So we'll leave it at that for today. We'll get the rest of the stuff off the front end next time, so the likes of the radiator, oil cooler and all that. And then we'll drop the engine out. And then the last bit is strip the front end. So again, just stay tuned. Give us a like, subscribe and all that malarkey, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.